8, 7, power.
If I get him where I need him to be, he's gonna sleep for sure. Soften him up, then fry him.
4, power. 3, 2, 1.
You drop on the shots like this, Slide over here, slide over here.
10, 9, 6, 5, power. 4. Good. Under here. Roll under the bed.
You go here, here, here,
Floyd Mayweather has reportedly teamed up again with Gervonta Davis for an intense training session before the much-hyped Jake Paul fight. Despite their rocky history, the former champ looks focused on helping Tank sharpen up and stay ready for the big spotlight.
Fans, the real ones that know that this is no easy fight. He's very skilled, and I'm going to go on the line and say this may be the most skillful person that Tank has faced thus far.
I just don't want to look bad come fight night. My biggest fear has been embarrassed, especially in front of like all these people, like worldwide. Then you be like, come this mean for deck, like, you know? Like, I ain't got time for that. I'm not trying to go out getting my butt kicked.
Fans are buzzing, believing Mayweather's guidance brings priceless experience, especially against an unpredictable fighter like Jake. Their reunion has fueled excitement and speculation, making it clear this fight is far more serious than people first thought.
Things right now, they want to see nothing but excitement. They want to be entertained. They don't want to pay a lot of money to come to a fight to watch two guys just jab, 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 grab.
Gervonta Davis has built his name on pushing limits every time he steps into camp. This time is no different. Footage and insider reports show him drilling speed, accuracy, and explosive power. Coaches say he's razor sharp, quick on his feet, and precise with every shot. His footwork looks smoother than ever, letting him glide around the ring with ease. Knowing this fight demands perfection, Tank leaves no gaps. Whether it's angles, reactions, or defense, he trains like every move could decide the outcome. His mindset stays the same. Stay ready, stay hungry, and stay dangerous. Leonard Ellerby says Tank's star power is unmatched. No one entertains like him. Fans buy tickets and tune in because Tank doesn't just aim to win, he aims to thrill. Ellerby insists people don't come for a sparring match, they want tension, danger, and those explosive knockouts Tank is famous for. His finishes become viral moments that keep boxing alive. Tank understands that people pay for excitement, and he always delivers. The Jake Paul fight, no matter how controversial, gives him another shot to prove he's the most electrifying fighter of this era.
See nothing but excitement. They want to be entertained. They don't want to pay a lot of money to come to a fight to watch two guys just jab, 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 grab, jab, grab. Again, that's why Tank Davis is the most exciting fighter in the entire world, because he gives the fans exactly what they want.
And speaking of familiarity, you mentioned that earlier. This is somewhat of a familiar foe in Oscar De La Hoya via Ryan Garcia, Floyd Mayweather, Tank Davis. There's some old connotations there. How much is Mayweather Promotions, the PBC, looking to deal a blow to the Golden Boy brand by knocking out their stalwart in Ryan Garcia?
Oh, that's happening. That's happening. And then again, it's always good. You know, it's great. It'll be great for...
Paulie Malignaggi argues that boxing must guard its soul. To him, Tank versus Jake feels more like a spectacle than a sport. He worries that decades of boxing tradition and fairness are fading into a show where fame outweighs skill. Malignaggi says that if wins aren't earned against true peers, knockouts lose their meaning. Casual fans may cheer, but purists are frustrated, fearing the sport's credibility is slipping away. In talks with Chris Algieri, he warned that mismatches hurt boxing's image and called for a return to elite, competitive matchups.
Knockouts. People like knockouts. They don't care if you're knocking out cab drivers. Look at Jake Paul's career.
You can manufacture that though. You can manufacture that though. You can manufacture knockouts.
You can't manufacture.
To a degree, you can. To a degree. I mean, Gervonta legitimately cannot get knockouts. I agree. He can punch, but there's a lot of limited knockout artists, though, man.
He's one of the least active punchers in the game with the highest knockout percentage of current heavyweight.
But if he was a real knockout artist,
champion.
If he was a real knockout artist, could it prop him up against the best of the best? Felix Trinidad was a knockout artist. He was knocking out the best of the best. If you're a real knockout artist, prop him up against the best and show us how he smokes them. But the way we did when Felix Trinidad was doing it. You know, the way they did it when Mike Tyson was doing it in his prime. Okay, say what you want about the Mike Tyson era. He knocked out everyone from 1986 to 1989. Everyone got knocked out. Everyone.
Well, by your standard, you could say that Tyson was to a degree manufactured.
No, because he fought everyone that was there. Everyone that was there.
Teddy Atlas will 100% agree with this because
with the expense of
he would say the guys that were afraid of him.
With the exception of Witherspoon. No, but they all doesn't matter. He knocked them all out. There was nobody you could say in that era except maybe Witherspoon, who had contract issues with King at the time. Oh, except for Witherspoon, there is nobody Tyson didn't fight in that era. He knocked them all out. You can't say like, oh, but if he would have fought that guy, I don't know. No, with Davis, there's guys right now that have been hanging around for years. Yo, dude, when you gonna fight them? The lightweight division was stacked with talent. Even at 130, it had a lot of talent when he was there. Didn't fight almost any of them. So it's not the same thing as the Tyson era. You want to say anything about Tyson era? Fine. It wasn't as high level or something. He still knocked out everyone. There was nobody there in that era that you can say Tyson didn't fight.
Didn't say it was related. It was the same as the Tyson era. Didn't say it at all. I was actually going to say the opposite.
Floyd Mayweather's impact on boxing is still untouchable, and the latest rumors prove it. Analysts believe his interest in fighting Tyson shows he refuses to fade quietly. Even in retirement, Floyd feeds on attention and competition, always plotting his next move to stay in the spotlight. At this stage, it's not just about money, it's about protecting his legacy. Sharing headlines with Tank and Jake may have reignited that familiar spark. Whether this Tyson talk becomes real or not, one thing's for sure, Floyd always wants the spotlight circling back to him.
There's so many people that are known where you can get somebody and they can sell tickets to events. That's what kicked off the social media influence boxing that Jake Paul was birthed from. Now we're in a vacuum. And so there's going to be a lot of conversation about that and continuing to do that. In this particular video, though, I want to get into the mind of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and why Floyd Mayweather Jr. would do this. There is the money, but there's also the competitive nature of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and him not wanting to have other people think that they're a bigger star than he is. Floyd Mayweather Jr. has not been able to really launch his star outside of the sport of boxing, so he continues to do exhibitions. Now, what I think is that Floyd Mayweather Jr. is announced it at this point in time with Mike Tyson in order to take advantage of the publicity heading into the Gervonta Davis, Jake Paul fight, which is, I do believe, set for November. So now that they have all the publicity and all that stuff coming out from that, he's going to piggyback on it and then try to have it in the beginning of next year sometime and actually make it a bigger event than Gervonta versus Jake Paul. And it probably will be. And the reason that I say that is because of Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is bigger than Floyd. Let me say Mike Tyson. I think Mike Tyson's bigger than Floyd Mayweather. I still think his name is bigger than Floyd Mayweather, even though I know Floyd has made more money in the pay-per-views. And I think that had a lot to do with, again, social media area and otherwise. But the combination of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Mike Tyson and the question about whether...
Eddie Hearn believes entertainment has its place in boxing, but it can't drive the matchmaking. He warns that if social media fame decides who gets big fights, the sport's credibility is at risk. To him, Tank versus Jake is a fun crossover, great for fans and business, but questionable for boxing's integrity. Hearn stresses that competition, not clout, must stay at the core. If hype keeps outweighing rankings, younger generations might mistake celebrity bouts for true championship boxing. His stance is clear. Boxing must stay boxing, not just viral entertainment.
It's been a great challenge.
Away from that, obviously the DAZN deal is up next year. Are those talks underway to extend, or are you looking elsewhere? What can you tell me?
Yeah, no, they are. I mean, we're very happy with DAZN. You know, I think what they've enabled us to do is to really have the global ambition and global strategy that I wanted, and that was really a big part of my mindset moving forward in boxing. We know there's a lot of other platforms out there that, you know, might have had broadcast deals end, that would be looking to replace those people, and you know, we are very well respected in the space. I don't think it would be difficult for us to walk into another broadcast deal, but we're very happy with DAZN as partners, and as I said, the strategic element of that. I mean, when we talk about, you know, the power list and stuff like that, we have international deals with DAZN in multiple markets, and obviously particularly the US market, which makes us unique as a business. And I actually believe that DAZN are in a fantastic place, particularly in the US market right now. And yeah, we are in deep talks to extend that relationship, and we're very happy with our broadcast partner.
Eddie, just whilst I've got you, obviously just a few things I'd like an update on. We last time we spoke, Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul seemed to be the front runner for you guys. Now we're getting Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. What can you tell me about that? What can you tell me about why Jake and Anthony has maybe been put to the side for now?
Yeah, they always told us that it was, you know, we were looking at that fight for February of next year, and they always said that there was a chance that Jake would fight in November. I think, wasn't I the one that broke Jake Paul against Gervonta Davis 6 months ago or something? I knew that they'd agree that deal. I didn't know they were about to announce it then. But I did know that they'd agreed that deal previously. So I don't like it, if I'm honest. I mean, I think we need to really differentiate between boxing and an entertainment concept, and that's what that is. It's a freak show, it's entertainment, it's a lightweight fighting a cruiserweight, you know, with, I don't know, is it bigger gloves and certain minutes per round? I don't know what it is, but, you know, I understand the market, and I understand this freak show shock kind of the world mentality of people potentially tuning in. Is that a step too far? Maybe. I mean, I hated Jake Paul against Mike Tyson, but it did massive numbers. I hate Jake Paul against Gervonta Davis. It'll probably do massive numbers. So that's when you really have to differentiate yourself between, just because you don't like it doesn't mean it isn't going to do good business. Now, whether you want to be involved with it is another kettle of fish. I don't want to be involved with it, but I do respect the fact that it's going to do big numbers. It's just not boxing. And I don't think we should promote it as boxing.
In the meantime, then, Eddie, where does that leave you with Anthony Joshua? Are you exploring other options for the end of this year, or are you still looking at that fight for the beginning?
The Wade Concept host breaks down the mental warfare behind Jake Paul's moves. Jake isn't just a fighter. He's a strategist who knows how to lure big names with business appeal. By flashing luxury lifestyles and offering massive paydays, he turns critics into collaborators. For Tank, who thrives on proving doubters wrong, Jake's taunts became irresistible bait. It's a clever plan. Jake turns negativity into profit. Each viral stunt builds momentum and draws elite fighters closer to him. The psychological game is just as vital as the punches thrown.
But also, and again, Jake's only been boxing for 5, 6, 7 years now. It isn't necessarily far-fetched to try to have his own advantages when trying. But again, as far as a sport fight is concerned, I want to make sure I make that clear. Again, this is not me hating on it, because I do think that both guys have been very upfront with what they're doing in this fight. and what their goals are with these kind of events. But the narrative Jake's trying to create is if this is like proving anything for him fighting a real fighter when Gervonta is so much smaller than he is, it'll prove something in the fact that Jake is willing to put on great events, but it won't prove anything to the people that are asking him to fight a real fighter. I will say though, if Jake goes out and flatlines Gervonta, the casual audience that will say Gervonta smokes Jake completely and utterly, like it wouldn't even be close, that will change their minds a little bit. Not the people that know boxing, but the people that are going to watch this, the casual viewer that know the name Gervonta Davis and know the name Jake Paul. If he is to compete with Gervonta at all or look good in that fight, people will in some way accept that. Or they'll do the other thing where they just say the fight's rigged, which has never been the case, but you get what I'm saying. What Jake is doing is trying to convince a casual audience that he belongs in the ring with bigger names. He's able to...
The undefeated lightweight champion of the world with a record of 30-0, 28 knockouts. And this one is over!
The brick
He's been boxing since he was 5 years old and turned pro when he was 18.
Showbiz says it's lazy to reduce Tank's choice to money alone. Sure, the payday's huge, but pride and legacy are bigger motivators. The knockout bonus only fuels his fire because it guarantees one thing: Tank won't play it safe. When a fighter like him knows a stoppage brings a big reward, every punch carries purpose. Each round turns into a hunt. Instead of coasting for cash, Tank aims to finish Jake with authority, giving fans a result they'll never forget. Losing isn't an option when pride and power are on the line.
You guys told me that Gervonta Tank Davis is just taking this fight for a payday. He's just trying to get to the bag. Well, you got the fight itself, which is a payday, and you got a KO bonus on top of that, a big bonus. That's what Jake Paul said.
They're gonna get a big bonus.
And they got a side bet of $2 million.
Let's make it 2.
You know what Shake on it?
Yeah.
Shake on it?
Shake $1 million.
2 mil? 2 mil? 2 mil. That's 2 mil. We'll get a shake.
Oh, they're shaking left you.
2 mil. There we go.
Oh, fuck.
Why not get the entire bonus?
Analysts see a tough road ahead for Jake Paul. Tank's ring instincts are elite. He reads reactions, predicts mistakes, and counters with lightning precision. Jake may hit hard, but facing someone with Tank's reflexes is a whole different level. Experts say once Tank finds his rhythm and distance, Jake will feel a level of power and timing he's never faced before. Jake's confidence is bold, but Tank's experience is a game changer. One clean shot could end it instantly, proving the vast gap between influencer boxing and true elite skill.
Tank Davis look crazy, bro. Chilaquiles. Gervonta Tank Davis hitting a heavy bag in preparation for his Jake Paul fight November 14th down there in Florida. Man looks absolutely amazing. Man looks like a monster. Man looks like precision. Jake Paul cannot take those body shots. You mean to tell me somebody who done fought UFC fighters and a man with Parkinson's disease can take a body punch from Gervonta Tank Davis and y'all basing y'all logic just because Jake Paul is big? No, Tank's gonna go ahead and put this man to sleep. I'm telling y'all that right now. If Tank don't put this man to sleep, he done let the black community down, he done let boxing down, and he ain't never been that nice. You Tank fans, y'all trying to give him a pass. If y'all said Tank is as skilled as y'all say he is, if he does not put Jake Paul to sleep and stop Jake Paul, his boxing career is absolutely voided. He already don't care about legacy, and just imagine he don't knock out Jake Paul, and now y'all wanna say it's not a real fight, it's an exhibition. No, we not giving no passes, bro. This Gervonta Tank Davis, he needs to put Jake Paul to sleep. I don't wanna hear nothing about, oh, Jake Paul too big. No, Jake Paul chin ain't never been tested by somebody that hit as hard as Gervonta Tank Davis. Tank should put this man to sleep with ease. I'll say that respectfully. If you don't put him to sleep,
a 2-pack of ass. That shit stinks.
That's a 2-pack of ass at the highest level. And it's a musty energy at the highest level. Get it together. Get it.
Bernie Thaw Boxer doesn't mince words when talking about this fight. He laughs at fans celebrating Tank's payday, saying they're missing the point. Gervonta Davis already has plenty of money. What matters is the challenge. Real fans crave danger, suspense, and evenly matched wars that keep them guessing. Bernie says boxing thrives on risk and unforgettable moments, not on bank accounts. For him, true greatness comes from thrilling battles, not balance sheets.
Care about the fight no more, starting to lose a little steam.
But I'm saying, I mean, if he stops Pitbull Cruz, right? I mean, don't you think that people would want to see, you know, Lamont and Tank more due to the fact that, you know, Tank had a hard time with Pitbull?
No, I think people just want to see Tank versus Lamont because Lamont, he had a hard time with Lamont. It's just like Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. People just like controversy. People just like, you know what I'm saying? So people like to see finished business. You know, they don't want to leave it unfinished. And that's what the intrigue is. They want to people want to see finished business. So, you know what I'm saying? I think that's the intrigue of the fight. And it doesn't make no sense why they taking so fucking a fight. You know, everybody keeps saying that,